everybody, and welcome to my channel. I want to bring a little spring into my house today, so we're going to make lemon cheesecake. Let's get going. Alright, so I have a 9-inch springform pan, and I already cut out a circle of parchment paper, and we're just going to put it inside the pan. And spray it with a little of our cooking spray. Running out of cooking spray. And then we're just gonna set that to the side while we make the crust, the graham cracker crust of the cheesecake. All right, so we're gonna need 12 whole graham crackers. We're just gonna throw it right into our food processor here. If you don't have a food processor, you can put it inside Ziploc bags and use a rolling pin to roll over it and crush it. We just want it sandy, like fine sandy. All right, so now that I got all my graham crackers in here, I'm just gonna start it and make it so it's sandy-like. All right, so now I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar and about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna give that a quick mix up. And then I'm going to use the peel of the lemon and grate it right into our mixture here. So I grated 2 whole lemons right in here. I'm going to give it a quick little mash up again. Just a couple pulses to mix it all in. And then I'm going to dump in a 1/4 cup of melted butter. We're going to mix that until everything is just slightly wet. So this is what we want our mixture to look like. You can see it's very crumbly still, but there is moisture to it. And we're just going to dump that straight into our springform pan. Okay, so we're just going to dump this straight in. Knock everything out. And we're going to just kind of move it around with our hand. It's a lot of breadcrumbs, but we're going to go up the sides of the pan as well, and we're going to pack this down. And I like to use just a regular old little cup here. You can also use a measuring cup, use the bottom of it, and just kind of press down, make it all flat, push it up against the side, and that should do it. Okay, so now that we have our crust cooked, it's setting off to the side to cool, and I cooked that 350 on the middle rack, and then I moved the middle rack down to the very bottom, and that's where we're going to cook our cheesecake. So let's go ahead and get started on our cheesecake filling. We're going to use 4 sticks of cream cheese. That's 32 ounces, and it should be room temperature. All your ingredients should be room temperature. So let's go ahead and get these put in. Okay, so I have the 32 ounces of cream cheese in here. I'm gonna add my paddle attachment, and we're gonna mix it until it's nice and smooth. Every once in a while, you're gonna wanna scrape down your paddle to get the big chunks of cream cheese off. We want this all nice and smooth, and you're gonna really have to scrape down your bowl constantly throughout this whole process, because if you don't, cream cheese will stick to the bottom, and that's just cream cheese you're wasting for your yummy cheesecake. So scraping is the thing to do. Okay, and you can always use a hand mixer. I just feel like it's a little bit longer process. But if you don't have a stand mixer, a hand mixer will work just fine. So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on a very low setting, and we're gonna add in 1 1/3 cup of sugar. That's about 280 grams. we're just gonna slowly add this in here and make sure it gets all into the cream cheese. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. At this point, your cream cheese is gonna get really nice and creamy, but just make sure you're scraping the sides of the bowl to get everything. See, I don't know if you can tell it's so much creamier now just by adding that sugar. But there's still sugar on the paddle and on the sides, so I just wanna get everything scraped down really well. And don't forget the bottom. I always forget the bottom. All right, so now I'm going to detach my paddle for just a little bit. Maybe, there we go. Just put it off to the side. And then I'm, excuse me, and then I'm going to zest 2 more lemons, just right in here. So now that I got my lemons zested in here, I'm gonna reattach. Yeah, it works. Okay, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We're just gonna go ahead and blend that back up again. Now on this one, you're really gonna wanna scrape down the paddle because all that lemon zest likes to just stick onto the paddle. And this way, if you want it all in your batter, you need to scrape down the paddle. So, let's give it a good scrape. Okay, for this next one, we're gonna add 4 room temperature eggs, and we're gonna do it one at a time, mixing between each time. So let's go ahead and get that done. And once again, and this is the most important time right after you add the eggs, is to make sure you get really underneath that batter. Make sure you get all that cream cheese that's stuck to the bottom and to the sides, because this is really the important one. If you're gonna skip all the other scrapings, don't skip this one. All right, so you might wonder, after we got all of those lemons zested, what do we do with them afterwards? We use the juice, of course. So I have a handy little juicer here, but if you don't, just use your hand. It works just as well. All right, so that's about what I need. I only used 3 of my lemons, so that 4th one, I'll use it for iced tea or lemonade. I got about a 1/4 cup here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that right into our batter. And then I have over here, this is 1 1/3 cup of sour cream. Normally I use plain Greek yogurt, but I forgot to buy some and I had sour cream, which is a great substitute. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. If you're using the metric system, I don't know what, it's about 10 ounces of sour cream. I don't know what the conversion is. So we're just gonna go ahead and stick this right in here. And of course, give it a good mix up. So it's a little bit loud. I have my oven going. We need it to be at 325, the rack on the bottom. And what I have here is my roasting pan. It has a rack that's already made for it. And I like to do my cheesecakes in a water bath because it helps reduce cracking. But I don't like to have it completely submerged in the water. So I do have it is in water, but it's a little bit raised above it because of the rack. But if you don't have a roasting pan, just anything that will fit your cheesecake container, you fill it up with warm water. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a layer of tin foil all around this to help so that the water doesn't seep into our cake pan. So I already wrapped 1 layer of tin foil around my pan here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap another layer going the opposite direction. See, I have my fold here for this layer. I'm gonna wrap it up here on this side. And sorry, it's gonna probably get kind of loud. So doing that just helps prevent water from seeping into the bottom because you are submerging this into water. So then we're gonna go ahead and just dump our batter right on top. I'm gonna smooth this out. You don't have to do a whole lot, just kind of jiggling it helps. And what I am gonna do is I'm gonna kind of whack it on the side, and it helps bring up the air bubbles. We do not want any air bubbles in here. Tap it. And I can see an air bubble right here. I'm gonna grab a toothpick and pop that. Little air bubble. Right, let's see if there's any more. All right, that should be good. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this into our water bath. So see, it's sitting on the rack, there is water, and we have the protection of the tin foil. So we're going to go ahead and throw this into the oven. All right, now that that's in the oven, it's going to cook for 1.5 hours, and then we're going to open the door and let it just have a little crack, and it's going to sit in there for another hour before we bring it back out. So magic of time, magic of camera work. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this is fully done cooking. I want to show you that if I tap it, see there is some jiggle when I tap it. That's okay, it will set up more. There's a little bit of cracking, but I think I'll cover that. But right now we're going to turn this off and close it so there's only this small gap. And we're going to leave it like that for 1 hour. Okay, so I got this out of the oven. It's been sitting in there for about an hour now. It's still warm. I'm going to just take it out very carefully and unwrap the foil. Okay. Now there still is a little bit of jiggle, but this is still warm. It's it'll set up beautifully once we get it in the fridge to chill. I'm gonna let it chill for about 4 hours or so, and then I'm gonna decorate it. I think so, yeah. I think I'm gonna decorate it, and then let it chill overnight, and it should be perfect to eat the next day. So, see you in a few minutes. Okay, so now that my cheesecake has been chilling for a few hours now, I'm gonna go ahead and I wanna decorate mine, totally optional, but I thought that I would do some whipped cream, lemon flavored whipped cream, and just see how that works, see how it looks. I'm gonna put in about a cup. I don't have quite a cup, I ran out of cream. This is heavy whipping cream, but it's about 1 cup. And then I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of the confectioner's sugar, or we like to call powdered sugar. Throw that in here. And then I'm just gonna mix it up until it's nice and stiff. All right, so as you can tell, we're not even close. It's just a little bit thicker now. It's not even close yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of my lemon juice. This is the lemon juice that I had squeezed from that last lemon that I hadn't used. And it's about 1/8 of a cup, but I don't wanna use that much. Put about half of that in. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. All right, this didn't take all but 30 seconds more. Look how much thicker it is. It's still not where I want it for piping, but I just want to give it a quick little taste test for the lemon flavor. It's not really lemony, so I'm going to throw in the rest of it. Mix it up. All right, so this is about where I want it. It's very thick. And I added another tablespoon of powdered sugar just because the lemon was making it very tart. So, but I think I'm happy with this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my piping bag. Okay, so the moment of truth. Let's undo this. We're just gonna take the clasp here and pull it off. And very gently. Ooh, so pretty. And I'm just gonna transfer that to this. I bought this at Target for I think like $10, maybe 15. It's like a little Lazy Susan with a marble top. Love it. So let me go ahead and carefully transfer this over. Beautiful. And then I have my whipped cream here, and I got some raspberries that I'm going to decorate it with. So let me give you a closer look. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of tips, and none of them were marked. They came in this big discount thing. So I'm not quite sure what this tip is called. It's like a little star. So I'm going to go ahead and use that right around the edge here. Just to make little swirls. Like a little braid. Not very good at this. Obviously, I am not a cake decorator. So sorry if I'm making some cake decorators out there cringe. Good enough for me. Maybe I'll plop a couple little cute things here. Maybe I'll make a little spiral where I'm going to put my berries at. Make it a little bit cuter where I messed up a little bit. Okay, looks good to me. I mean, it's just my family that's going to be eating this, so it doesn't need to look pretty. All right, good enough for me, good enough for my family, and hopefully your family will like it. All right, so there you have it, lemon cheesecake. So yummy, so delicious, and your family will love it. And if you like my simple homemade desserts, please like and subscribe below. Have a great day.